What's shaking, you five-time losers? My name is Jesse, and this is my brother Cody. Cold-blooded. And welcome to the Ultimate United Gives and Thieves podcast. For the Ultimate United Gives and Thieves, and we're also known as Two God. We're gonna talk about some
movies
that we rewrote all the themes for. We're watching some movies and complaining about things, cause we want our themes in these days.
Oh, yeah. They don't got the guts. Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll podcast. Whatever. Okay.
We're watching I forget the full title. I believe it's The Adventures of a Bill Wonka Factory Owner.
Yep. This is a movie about this guy, Billy. He owns a factory, and you know what? He's not really too into this factory. He's not happy about it. He honestly hates this factory so much that he thinks a kid could run it better. So that's basically the gist of this movie.
He's listless. Mm-hmm. He's
tactless.
You know what he has? He has ennui.
Yeah. Like this guy, this is the kind of guy this is. This is the guy. He'll like just pretend that it's like real hard to walk. Like, oh, my life's so hard. It's real hard to walk.
Yeah, and he's really, everybody's really buying into it.
Yeah, and then everyone feels
ruse.
bad for him. Everyone's like, oh, man, this guy, like, not only does he not want this factory, he can't even walk too good. And then he starts just doing, like, gymnastics all over the place.
Like, I'm just going to roll around for a while.
I'm going to shine these people on. So he plays with people's emotions. You know, he doesn't really know what he's doing about
and he's
factory
like,
running.
I'll tell you what, 6 of you may come inside with me. Yeah. 5 of you will likely die.
Yeah. I mean, he's, like, he murders children in this movie,
yeah,
right?
I mean, they don't ever really say, like, you don't see any bodies.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to assume at the least Augustus Gloop is drowned while he was in that tube.
Yeah, because he was so, like, he couldn't even be chased after that because he was so full of chocolate.
Yeah, I mean, Mike TV is
chase
alive.
Me, I'm full of chocolate.
Mike TV lives just as entertainment, which is honestly probably kind of what he wanted.
Yeah.
Doesn't he just get turned into a TV broadcast?
Yeah, and that's what he wanted. So, like, but once TV switched to digital, he probably died.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to assume somebody at this point would have converted Mike TV to MB4. MB4, which is actually, the B stands for better.
Yeah, that's one better. No, 4 better.
By now, maybe he's one of those tokens that try as hard as you might, you cannot funge these things.
Oh, you think he's a non-fungible token?
Oh, man.
I wish
Go
there was
ahead.
a shorter way to
Go
say
ahead.
that.
I would like to see you try to funge this.
I don't even want to attempt it. It seems like an insurmountable hill to climb. Yeah, it really does.
You cannot
Can you surmount a hill? Is that what it's
surmount?
Nah.
I'm not sure what surmounting is.
I think I just used that word wrong. Unclimbable? Does insurmountable mean like
unclimbable is definitely a word.
But you could mount a hill. But what does surmount
Can
mean?
you mount a hill, though?
Well, yeah, you get on top of the hill and you mount it.
Okay, I guess. I think of mounting more like with a horse.
Or you... Yeah, but mounting, like I'm talking about somebody who fucks a hill, and you know that happens. Like somebody has climbed to the top of a hill and dug a dig hole in and fucked it.
Yeah, it's
100% happened. There's this guy, Dalton Wilcox, who's a part of this real famous podcast, and I know he does that in the desert.
He goes on top of hills and fucks them.
No, he fucks holes in the desert because that's what a cowboy does. He's a cowboy. It's a whole.
Oh, yeah, makes sense.
That's a shout out to a real famous, just doing shout out to famous guys on podcasts because, you know, we all talk to each other. Man, you know what's been really nice lately? Like there's, this is going to be some, I think maybe half serious talk for a second. So when we started, like last year, pandemic started, I started making music again. Finally started putting music out to the public, because for a long time before that, I just didn't want to, for whatever. I don't know, lots of reasons. I was shy or whatever. And then I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Fucking pandemic started to happen. I'm gonna start putting music online, and and then I got really excited about it for a while, and then some people started listening, and then you start thinking like, oh man, this is cool. People are listening to this stuff, and then you start thinking like, oh man, maybe this could be like maybe I could have another music career. I had one before, and then you eventually realize like, no, that I mean, not that we're even really trying to do that, but it's like that's not gonna happen, and if it does, whatever. But now it's gone full circle to where like I'm finally just doing all this stuff just for like my own and our own enjoyment, and that is the best, because like every once in a while you can get down where it's like, oh man, like only this many people downloaded the latest record or whatever, and hey, everybody's got their own shit going on. Like I'm not downloading nobody's new record all that much unless it's like Wilco, then I'll download it.
They don't even have a new record.
No, they don't.
Get with it, guys.
They're still touring on the old one because they didn't get to. But anyway, it's nice to get back to the point where it's just like all I want to do with any kind of entertainment is entertain myself first, and if other people like it, fucking awesome. But basically, what got me thinking about that is we got those year end of the year rap, like the Spotify things, and this is my first year getting them for like artists and the podcast, and I just wanted to say thanks, because more people listened to themes and listened to the podcast than I thought. And people listen to the themes in like 26 countries or 23 countries.
Yeah, I saw that. And I was like, that's something. And, maybe some of it's people using VPNs because they might do crime while they're listening to the themes.
And more likely, people are just stumbling upon our songs because they're looking for actual themes, like because the names of the songs are the names of the movies. But hey, however you find the themes,
that's how it.
Like
I mean, it's kind of apropos.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But this movie is Willy Wonka Goes to the Chocolate Factory, and let me ask you this: has this ever happened to you when a movie is a book and a book is also a movie? Like, let me play it at you this way. So I think I saw this movie before I read the book, and at that time in my life, as a lot of young children are, and adults too, but like I was like, this is an old movie. I don't want to watch this. This is a dumb old movie. But then I read the book, or I think we had to read it in school.
Yeah, I never read this particular book.
I think in second grade we had a teacher named Mrs. Hamill who introduced us to Roald Dahl, and she started reading all.
Hey, Roald Dahl poems.
Oh man, he
big time.
Yeah,
I read a bunch. Ain't never read this one.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And they made a movie about it too.
They made
cool.
And they made two movies about it too.
So basically what I was saying is once I read the book, then I couldn't get enough of the movie. But I think it's that thing, like when you read a book that you really love, you want to see a movie about it.
Right, yeah.
But before I read the book, I didn't want to see movie about it.
We were just talking before we started recording, the credits were rolling on the movie here, and I never knew. I've seen this movie probably, I'm going to say 30 times. I never knew Roald Dahl wrote the screenplay. He didn't just write the book. He was like, yeah, you can make a movie of my book, but I'm writing it, big guy.
Yeah. Don't you not even think about anyone else writing it, because I'm writing it, big guy.
Don't mess with me. I'm a what was he, a fighter pilot?
Yeah, well, I think he was a spy. I think he worked for like
MI6.
Yeah, there's a good
Mission Impossible
you ever
6,
watched
which is what, Rogue Nation? No, that's Fallout.
Yeah. So it's that one. That's what
he worked for Fallout.
Yeah, but it did involve him. I think he was a pilot also, or something like that. But he was a bad motherfucker. And I'll tell you that much. He was a bad motherfucker.
So that's the important thing to know. If you're listening to this and you're watching this movie, or even more importantly, if you're like showing it to like a kid, like maybe one of your own progeny, or a nephew, or a friend's kid, or a kid's friend, just hey kid, bring your friend over here. Hey big guy, and he's like, I'm going to show you this movie called Bill Wonka, but you need to know. Roald Dahl was a bad motherfucker.
If you ever want to learn some facts about Roald Dahl, there's a really good. You ever watch that Drunk History?
You know, I ain't never watched the show. I used to watch them when they were just like little clips on Funny and on Be Funny and Die.
Same concept, but it's just on a TV.
But now it's show version.
Yeah. It's literally the same thing, but it's just the production value is definitely. But there's a really good Roald Dahl one where Will Ferrell plays Roald Dahl, and I'll tell you what. I don't know if you wouldn't think of it based on the types of movies that the types of books that this guy writes, because they're wholesome.
Yeah, but he was a real bad motherfucker.
He's a bad motherfucker, man.
Whoa.
He would just he would straight up ace people just for the sake of acing.
Which is kind of what Bill Wonka does.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? Come on in my factory. Here's the thing. This factory's got traps.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Do you remember the one that Tim Burton? Do you ever see the Tim Burton one?
I don't think I saw the whole thing. I saw most of it like a year or two ago, and I was actually, I think just because I assumed it's so awful, and I watched it and I'm like, this is pretty awful.
Yeah.
But it's pretty interesting too.
It is interesting, yeah. Like if nothing else ever existed, like the book never existed, this movie never existed, and that was just a movie that popped up out of nowhere.
Sure.
I'd be like,
sure.
Take me to the bank so I can withdraw all my money and only spend it watching this movie, because that would be aces.
I mean, I think that's what he accomplished with Ed Scissorhands. That movie is a goldmine of being perfect.
But not his best movie about an Ed.
Ooh, yeah, that's
Ed
true.
Wood is,
True.
Ed Wood is
true.
You can't. I mean, yeah, but Beetlejuice also.
Nah. I'll say it. Both Eds are B2B, better than Beetlejuice. The 2 stands for the word than.
Yeah, so what happens in Willy Wonka is he's like, I gotta find a way to trick these fucking kids into running my factory for me. So what I'm gonna do is this. I am going to put gold inside in the middle of a bunch of chocolate bars. And
let me guess. Can they then spend that gold to have better lives?
No. What happens is they have to give the gold back in order to get into the factory, and then they get killed. That's the deal. But only one kid doesn't get killed.
Welcome to the Wonka Retrieve My Gold sweepstakes. The prize is death.
Thanks a lot for bringing my gold back to me.
Foolish child.
Well, in this room, one of you is going to die.
You push him into the chocolate tube.
Here's the funny thing. Each room we go in, it's like designed to, really, what's the word? Kill one of you.
Hey there, Mr. Wonka. There's something weird happening with me daughter, there is. Oh, you foolish man. I have injected your daughter with blueberry serum. She's going to pop.
Oh, now let me get one thing straight here about what's going on here, Wonka. No one tells me how to kill my kid, right?
Oh,
so you better kill my kid right quick. Did not bugger up the loo.
I would love to play a Wonka parent. Hey there, Mr. Wonka. Tell you what I'm going to do. How about 50 quid for the old bag of tricks standing there?
Sure, your mouth, Mr. Wonga. I got a right good tribute coming at me. Time from the Boys Are Righteous pub. And it goes a little something like this. Oh,
and then the end of the movie. And then at the end of the movie, Willy Wonka is like, listen, kid, I was going to give you my factory. You drank some of my fucking soda. Get out of here!
What's the matter, you?
And the kid's like, all right, I'll go, but I'm leaving this candy here. And then Wonka's like, that's all I ever wanted. Just when you leave on just a fucking piece of candy. Now get in my elevator. It's gonna blow up.
Imagine if let's say like Willy Wonka took place. It was like an American came up with the story. It was there's never anything British about it.
Sure.
So the gist of it
Like
would be it would be Billy, like Billy Rocker or something like that.
Billy Rocker, yeah.
It would be Billy Rocker, and he'd be like, man,
He'd be played by that guy Cisco, that rapper.
Yeah, I think it would. Yeah, it could. He could play Billy Rocker, but the whole deal would be like the kids win a trip to the factory, but they don't make it since it's America. It's like. It's all like they have to go to
Busch Gardens?
Taiwan or the factories. The factories, of course, not in America because it's an American company.
Right.
And then you could get all political with it, or you could just get real American about it and just give all the kids machine guns or something like that. And,
and then they just waste all that candy.
Yeah.
And then
They'd be like, this candy's no good.
And then at the end of the movie, Willy Wonka being the boss, instead of giving Charlie the factories, like, tell you what, I'm going to give you an extra $25 in your check this week, you fucking...
yeah.
He curses a lot.
Yeah.
You, this little fucking kid over here.
Yeah, so, all right now we're going to play a little bit of the song, Willy Wonka, and it's going to be a song that you're going to hear right now.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna go on record right now saying not one of my finer themes, but it does just kind of make me laugh. The lyrics are really funny. We all like candy.
A lot of the ones we've gone through recently are really greasy jams.
Yeah, and a lot of them are like too long, which is why I put them on the Lost Themes.
Sure.
But this part's pretty annoying. And it's got a real bonehead chorus. It's actually pretty American. Rhyming factory with factory.
Yeah, that's a...
Yeah, so I will not subject you folks to any more of the Willy Wonka theme. Like, it is... The lyrics are really funny, but there's something about it. Maybe that's a tune we could do like as a band someday.
Yeah, you never know what's gonna come out one day. You know,
you never know. One day, you never fucking know. But we just to keep everyone in the loop, we are. We are only got a few more finishing touches to put on the first Givers of Themes full-length, full-band record. So that we're hoping, hopefully early 2022 that will be out. And,
yeah, it's good. It's got some good tunes.
Yeah, it's Hey, who's there? Guess who this is?
Guess. Go ahead and guess. I bet you did already.
Yeah. And if you guess the Wamblers, then you owe us $100 because everything works backwards here, and you owe us $100 if you say the Wamblers a minute ago.
We're gonna be here, floating around, doing whatever. You know what? Don't even worry about it. It really is cool. We're gonna need you to, first of all, don't worry about it, and then second, like my brother Wally from the goof rock band The Wamblers said, you should just send I'm gonna go ahead and say $50 or maybe $20 if you just heard what I said. So altogether, I think that's about $100.
Yeah. And listen, there's a fucker out there that I need to mention. Listen, I got a problem with this fucker out there.
If you see him, I would just wham him in the fucking chunks.
Like, this fucker, I don't know. Do you guys know this fucker I'm talking about? It's like, he's just shining us on, and we can hear him. We can hear stuff from like where we're at.
If we knew the right thing to say when you want to like shine on a fucker, then that would be a different story. But we don't know what to say because okay, between you and me, kids, Wally, don't listen.
Oh,
between you
yeah.
and me, kids, we're the Ramblers, and I think we're dead.
We are definitely a couple of dead fuckers. I mean, we don't fuck on dead people. That's gross. Because they wouldn't be alive to give you money. And
We
why
do
else would you
sex,
fucking
so don't
die?
worry about it. We've done like pretty much like all of it. I'm not even sure if there's gonna be any left.
We know all the different kinds, like in it and going
Scoring.
for it. Just fucking going for it.
We
We boff. I mean, we boff. I don't know what else to tell you because we boff. For sure. Oh no.
So I'm gonna go down on record and just say that
You're gonna go down a record?
I'm going to go down on the record.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Yeah. Go down on it then. Which record?
see,
there's
phrase-
there's a band record over there. You're gonna go down on that. Hey everybody, Cody said he's gonna go down on Levon Helm and Richard Manuel.
Choking on my own rage here. I'm going to go on record on saying that you know what, Wilder in this film, that's very high in my list of just best performances all time of ever.
Yeah, and
He's up there with Paul Rubens as P.W. Herman.
And also, man, that song he sings about having a good imagination.
Oh,
I'll tell you what, Gene Wilder, rest ye soul. But if you would have only had the insight to, I don't know, maybe talk about the movie while you were singing that great song, you would be, an honorable themer.
yeah.
But I think you just talk about like thinking or something. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, hey, it's a really nice song. I don't know what movie he's singing about, but it's a good song.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that is a disappointment. I was going to make a Ghost of Gene Wilder comment because of the Mr. Show special, but I feel like that's insensitive now that Gene Wilder has become a ghost.
He is a ghost, yeah. And so is
Oh, lots of people. Abraham Lincoln.
yeah. That's who I was thinking of. I was thinking of Gilda Radner because she's a ghost too.
Yes,
and
yes,
they hung
also
out.
they were-
They hung out as
They
regular
hung out-
people.
They hung out a lot.
So now they can, like, I bet for like the last years of his life, because Gilda died first, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, quite a while
Yeah,
ago.
because she had cancer.
Yeah, he did in like, I want to say 2016.
It was pretty recent because I remember it was one of those things. I remember for a while being like, "Wow, Gene Wilder's still alive."
Yeah.
because he just wasn't doing anything for a while.
Sure.
And hey, why should he do anything? He's Gene Wilder, man.
Yeah, no,
Just
he's
sit
done
back.
what he got to do.
Yeah, I mean, he did it all, and then he just needs to sit back, relax, and let the kudos come in. Because
Yeah.
people were always coming up to him with
Bringing
kudos.
those chocolate covered
Yeah,
granola
yeah,
bars.
yeah, yeah.
Kudos.
I would. That sounds like a joke. Like I don't know if we. That was a total dad joke. Dad would have made. He'd be like, "Come here a second, Code. Hey, Code, come here.
I wanna give you some
I'm
kudos."
interested in giving you some kudos." And then he would just like reach in his pocket.
Here you go.
I got you fuckers
Got you
good.
fucking-
Got you good, you fucking rookie.
Oh man. Now I wish I could think of other jokes where you can do the same. The thing to do as a kid was like those candy they're called Whoppers.
Yeah.
Like, hey, do you want a Whopper? And
Yeah.
if they said yeah, then you just punch them.
Yeah, and Whoppers are also a sandwich too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're, home. They have the home of it at Burger
Ooh,
King.
I wonder if I can remember how to make a Whopper. That was my first job ever.
Put it in the micro.
No.
I know, they're
no,
flame
they
broiled.
flame broil them. So first you go to the freezer and you grab a frozen piece of a burger, and then you put it in the broiler, and then it goes through, and then it gets dumped out with all this grease, and then you get a bun, and you put mayo on it, and then you put the burger down. Unless they're getting cheese, then you put the cheese. No, the cheese goes on top.
Why wouldn't you get cheese?
Yeah, so then you put mayo on it, then you put the burger on it.
I see this happening.
Then you put 4 pickles, one in each quadrant. There's a pickle. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you do a circle. Or you do a spiral of ketchup or catsup, depending on what region you live in. Then you do I think you do a spiral of musty. Is it musty?
That sounds familiar. I haven't had a
And then you put
Wopser in
onion.
a while.
No. Then tomatoes. And then onions.
Yeah.
And then you put mayo on the top of the bun, and that's where you put the lettuce, and the lettuce sticks to it. And if people are like, "No mayo," I got news for you, fella. That lettuce is going all over the place.
Listen up, pal.
Hey, I get
right
it
with yourself.
I get it. You don't want the
for a
mayo. Hey,
moment.
I get it. I don't want it either, man. I don't really want it either. But I'll get it if you're gonna stick that. No, you know what though? I never had a Whopper. Never had a Whopper.
Oh, they're good. They make them ones now that are not possible. They make not possible Whoppers.
Yeah,
and they're pretty good.
I assume they are good, but I also assume I'm not a big fan of the Impossible line because it tastes like meat,
Yeah, I
the
couldn't
main
tell
reason,
the difference.
Yeah, the main reason
like
I don't
diff.
eat meat is because I don't like the taste of it.
Sure.
Except for porks, I do like the taste of a pork. So I do like Impossible makes like some sausages, and those are good.
Interesting.
Those are good because they taste
get
like
it.
a pork sausage.
Yeah, I get that.
Because
big
I
time.
definitely miss pork sausage, but what I miss more is pigs. So that. Hey, but I do me, you do you. Whatevs, man.
I don't have any pigs or any sausage. So.
This guy is a guy who I feel like isn't a lot of stuff, but like his face is just long.
Yeah, he might just be like a poor man's Roger Daltrey.
Yeah, he does look like Roger Daltrey a little bit. That's for sure. Man, that's a good. Are the Who good? They're good, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, but they're weird. They're like a band. You know what I think it is? I think I have such a thing about like watching them perform because of like Keith Moon. Like they're all exciting to watch.
Sure.
Keith Moon, he's just like you never know what he's gonna do. He's crazy, that Keith Moon. He's a crazy guy. You don't know what he's gonna do.
It's true. Yeah, they're sort of like, I don't deny whether or not they're good. Taste-wise, they're not always my thing. Sometimes they're a little chud rocky for me.
Yeah, because a lot of people would say that the big 3 of those times would be the Beatles, Stones, and then the Who.
Yeah,
but I'd be like,
ooh.
The Kinks. Excuse me, the Kinks.
Pardon me. Yeah, I mean, and I'd be like, Dylan, though, you know.
Yeah, but that's different.
Okay, got it. See, Dylan would be more being
Dylan's his
compared
own
to
thing.
Neil Young.
Yeah, Dylan and Neil Young, that's fine. But I'm talking bands.
Got it.
Dylan and the band, that's kind of a band. Dylan and the band's kind of a band.
Yeah, I mean,
they're kind of a band. Story.
Okay. So wait, I'm just trying to think of other possible contenders.
What, with Dylan or with
No, other than Kinks. And I agree with Kinks. I just want to, Marge, I want to play devil's advocate.
I would say on like good wise, like on how good they are, the Zombies, but they're not.
But they didn't have the kind of resonance.
Yeah. Who was so? Who would if they were having the big 4 that they do like now or 20 years ago, like it was like Anthrax and Megadeth and Metallica and Slayers.
Sure.
But so who would have been the big? So back then, the big 4 would have been the Beatles, the Stones. I guess Beach Boys probably, huh? But
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something obvious.
Something big.
But yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of big solo artists there. There weren't that many.
Right, and especially as you got a little bit later when you had
Yardbirds, maybe, or the Birds.
Sure.
But even the Birds is later.
Yeah. And the Birds were like kind of like, playing a whole lot of like Dylan tunes and like, the Beatles and the Stones had their own songs.
Who were the other people that had bands in the 60s?
There's Hermit.
There was
Hermits.
I mean, I guess
Hermits.
I don't know. Like, For me, with the Doors, it's kind of like, I get it,
Yeah,
but
thanks,
take it
guys.
outside, you know? And, I mean,
Yeah.
it was,
yeah.
you know, I guess possibly sort of groundbreaking-ish kind of stuff, or at least they were the first popular band to be like totally fucked up and drunk all the time, and like
but yeah, I don't want to actually listen to them. I mean, well, is Zeppelin in this conversation, or are they
well,
too
that's
late?
later, because Zeppelin didn't come out till like '68, I think. I don't know. Anyway, you've been listening to the Classic Rock podcast with Rick and Jeff. And, you know, we talk classic rock and we just tell it like it is. And basically, we just try to think of bands and then remember them.
And say what their names are.
Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for listening to another Two Golf podcast. Pretty sure we talked about Willy Wonka for a while. And I know what you're thinking. And, yes, we are going to address the fact that the Wamblers have been pirating into our... for the last like 4 or 5 episodes.
Well, and we like when we're recording it, we're not hearing anything. It's not until it's actually published.
Yeah, so we're aware of it. We just kind of, I don't know, we didn't really want to mention it because
elephant in the room,
mentioning it
so to
kind of gives it power. And I kind of want to, I don't know, I kind of want to give these guys the high hat or the cold shoulder, as it were.
Oh yeah, the high hat. Because there is actually ethics in giving someone the high hat.
Ethics.
Yeah.
A little Polito wisdom for you there. Anyway, yeah, this has been the Givers of Themes podcast. Thanks for listening again. All of these tunes that we've been doing the last few weeks, they can be found on Lost Themes Volume 1. You can find that at the Two Golf Bandcamp.
Shove it into your ears.
Yeah, just shove it right into your ears. You can listen to it a few times, but I think they make you pay for it after that. So if you want to pay for it, thanks a heap. That would be cool. If you don't want to, hey, I understand. Who wants to pay for music?
Yeah.
You know, I get it. I don't want to pay for it, you know. I'll pay for a concy, you know. Maybe someday we'll do a concy. You can pay for that. I ain't going to do that for free. So, tune in next week. Hey, I think we might have like a little holiday special next week. If you know, keep that under your wraps. But I think we might have a little holiday special. I don't know. So tune in, all right? Why don't you come up and see me later on, maybe?
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's from Eyes of Laura Mars.
West.